Streamers Community Day long, 12 boards, match points, declare play only. But not going to spend a lot of time looking at the auction. I mean, I will absorb the auction and spend as much time as I need to think about it, but not really going to talk through the decision making much at all. Just going to mostly play through the hands. And feel free to ask me anything. Hey, Eric. Thanks for the Kappa. Oh boy. We have a big hand, and partner opened, and somehow we stopped in a game. That's about as much commentary as I'm going to give on the auction. All right, let's see. Oh boy. All right. Yeah, I'm shocked that we were able to stay out of like slam on this one when partners open the bidding with 18, good 18 on our hand. Huh. Mm. Okay. Now I need a minute. Do 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 do. Hmm. Um. I guess I'm gonna do this. Hmm. Get N played, idiot. Cute hand. Probably an interesting one to look at the end. Alright, board 2. This is a lot of bidding. Do. Well, I guess we start doing things, huh? Okay. Ah, I see. West had a spade, huh? Do. 2 spades. Double. 3 diamonds. Sure. This one might not be very interesting. Mm-hmm. Sure. We have a lot of points. Partner does not have a lot of points. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Choices, choices. Huh? Oh boy. Oh. Well, some people might get super lucky on this one. Wow. Diamond, 2 clubs, a double, a 2 diamonds. Queen of diamonds switch. Sure. Sure thing, bud. Nice club suit. Oh. Sure. Well, this worked out great. Got him. I believe that's the technical term. What? Alright. Not the strongest defense. But I guess West was roughing with naturals. Board 7. A spade, a double, a 2 hearts. Nice diamonds, partner. Okay, I figured out what's going on. Concerned about the auction a little bit, Eric. I'm not convinced this one's our partner's fault. I'm convinced that we might have been the one to do something a little bit unusual. Okay. I know what's going on. I don't know if that helps me. Yeah, maybe it's fair to say that both players have done something a little bit unusual on this one. I really want to do something dumb. Is this a good idea? Probably not. I just can't. God, like, I knew it too. Yeah, what a disaster. Alright. That sucks. That sucks. I should have trusted my gut. Interesting. Hmm. Okay. Wonderful. I feel like we should have gotten to the 4 level on this one. But fortunately, we're only in 3. Hmm. Alright, I guess let's do this. Fair enough. Kind of felt like that's what was going on. But East didn't even make me guess. Okay. Sure. Maybe not gonna be the most exciting hand. Club Rough. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, the typical declare play only slam contract that Gib likes to bid. 3 boards to go. Diamond lead. Oh, look at that. Partner upgraded. Oh, apparently partner didn't upgrade. Hmm. Okay. I mean, I guess I'm playing low. Hmm. These are definitely not splitting. Alright, down 2. Unfortunate. Maybe we could do better if we were double dummy. 2 boards to go. Diamond, a heart, 2 clubs. Nice auction, guys, as usual. Okay. I don't know what to do. Wait, I do know what to do, don't I? No, this sounds super weird. Alright. Yeah, okay, the hand was just boring all along. We'll take it. Last board. Oh, God. We saved him, partner. Excuse you? Alright. Down one. Well, which hands were interesting? I'm thinking that seventh board was interesting and why I was very intent on hooking that jack of clubs in the second round. Were there any other interesting boards? Board 5 was like a good technical hand. I mean, the opponents didn't have to crash their spade honors, but we were always going to make whatever it was, 9 tricks or something. It was 61%. Board 1 might be one of the more interesting hands. How do I feel about the Into Bridge ranked games and Celebrity Challenge? I don't really play on Into Bridge. It was suggested that I could probably reach out to them and get like a free subscription because I'm a content creator, but I don't know. I haven't really thought too much about trying to do that. The robots don't always act as... They haven't fixed that. That seems like one of the most automatic fixes. I mean, that's something that I complained about like a year ago, probably, whenever Steph, who I think works there, asked about it. Yeah, I mean, at least BBO does that correctly, right? Where you can't have the same actions cause different results in the robot game and pretend like it's a reasonable comparison of skill. Yeah, I haven't looked at like the Celebrity Challenge thing. I don't know. Like, maybe if they ask me to do it, I will think more about it and figure it out. But currently, I mean, without any incentive on my end to go help them out by promoting their site, I'm really not that into it. But I mean, I guess I could reach out. Yeah, that does seem really dumb. I mean, this is like the first thing you need to fix if you want your game to be looked at as competitive, is you need to reduce the chance of like just random slot machine effects from happening. What did I say I was going to do? I was going to take a look at some of these boards. How did we get an 87 on the last board? That was like one of our best results. I mean, I basically just followed suit at every opportunity. Like, we couldn't have done better. But you kind of just get in and pull trumps. Okay. Yeah, board 1 to me was the most interesting hand of the set. Because there was actually like a super cool end position that arose when West has the Jack-10 third of clubs. Now, like, if West had played low when I led a club towards the King-9, was I going to stick in the 9? Probably not. But I guess we'll look at it when we get there. So we get to 4 hearts. Kind of shocking that we stopped. I have no idea why partner didn't pass 3 no trump. Partner has what looks like a potential running source of tricks and diamonds and a potential outside entry in the king of clubs. So passing 3 no trump seems automatic from my perspective on partner's hand. I don't think it would have worked out great, given that we have a diamond void opposite their ace king jack 7th. But here we are. I like how they think 3 no could have 6 hearts, as if we wouldn't have made the cheaper rebid that shows our hand of like 3 hearts to do that. I have no idea how game forcing 2 spades is, and robot system they say it's forcing to 3 no trump. Probably should be. But if it's just natural, maybe you could play this as non-forcing and 3 clubs is your game force. I mean, either way, you know you don't have a spade fit, right? So 2 spades can't really be some weakish hand with like hearts and spades. Okay, so we get to 4 hearts. Opening lead was a trump, which makes some sense on this kind of an auction. So we win the ace, the whatever heart, and probably makes sense to ruff a spade loser before anything else happens. So ace of spades, East plays the 3. The robots play standard carding. Queen of spades, East played the 6. So the 2 of spades is still missing. We don't exactly know who has it, but now when we lead the 7 of spades and the jack pops up and we ruff, East has to play the 2. Otherwise our 5 of spades would be high. So East now plays the 2, confirming that they have the last spade. Similarly, because the robots play standard carding, ace of diamonds, we pitch our spade loser. East plays the 7, and on this trick, West plays the 3. King of diamonds, we pitch a club loser, and both opponents follow up the line. So I was pretty convinced that diamonds were splitting at this point. And that let me ruff a diamond back to hand. If I didn't think diamonds were splitting, it's probably better to lead the king of clubs at this point. Like, if I'm able to get over-ruffed in diamonds, and then West is able to put their partner in with a club ace for another diamond, promoting another trump trick, that could be bad for us. But here, that wasn't an issue. So we ruffed the diamond good, pulled another round of trump, and this is when I thought for just a second or two, because if East happens to have the last 2 remaining hearts, which means West led the jack of hearts from Jack Doubleton, kind of weird opening lead, but I've seen the robots do it a bunch, then it might be bad to cash the queen of hearts. East is potentially able to get in with the club ace, pull our last trump, and then cash the 9 of spades, which would be, I mean, we'd still make our contract, but that would be kind of bad news for us. Instead, we might be able to, potentially score the 6 of hearts if we were able to get over to dummy and lead a good diamond through East's like 10-9 doubleton of hearts. But I kind of came to the conclusion that if West has the club ace, and East has the 10-9 of hearts, then we can already get to dummy by playing a club to the king. So it doesn't matter if we cash the heart queen. And so that's why I cashed the queen of hearts. We find out that West has the last trump. And now here's when things got very interesting, because it almost looks like if West has the club ace, we should be exiting a heart to them. We can pitch a diamond. Then they'll have to lead a club away from their ace, and we can score the king of clubs and the long diamond. But we can kind of do that same thing by just leading a club, because we'll lead a club. If West hops up with the ace to pull our last trump, we pitch a diamond, dummy's good. And if West doesn't hop up with the club ace, we win the king of clubs and dummy, and then we play a good diamond pitching a club, and West will then have to rough in with their trump, promoting our trump winner, or our last trump into a winner. So it was always safe to lead the 4 of clubs here. No matter whether or not West has the club ace, we're just trying to get over to the good diamonds and dummy that we've set up by roughing out the suit. And here's where West made their quote-unquote fatal mistake in the defense when they put in the jack or 10 of clubs. Now, from a double dummy perspective, I mean, I don't know how to phrase this. From the perspective of only seeing dummies cards, this is a good play because East might have the 8 of clubs over there. Sure, pretty unlikely. They signaled with the 7, so you should know Declare has the 8. But if East had the 8 of clubs, then it's important for West to stick in the jack or 10, because that'll force the king, and eventually the 8 of clubs will get promoted at the end of play, as we can see what happened here. So king of clubs from dummy, East won the ace, the 9 of spades gets played back. If East had returned a club here, that would have worked out a lot better for their side. But East, probably thinking that there was no danger, just played back the 9 of spades, hoping that like we had the high heart and West's heart was getting promoted on this trick. They don't know about the Jack of clubs. I mean, maybe they should. The 10 of clubs gets played, but again, like the robots don't really do defense. So defending with a human player might have been a lot more interesting on this hand. But now when the 9 of spades gets played, we rough with the 6 of hearts, and West, I don't know, kind of gets squeezed, but basically just gets end played. If they let us win this trick, then our Queen of clubs scores trick 11, and when they over rough, we pitch a diamond, and now they're just completely end played. If they lead back the 6 of clubs, the 9 holds, and the Jack of diamonds is our last trick. And when at the table, they led back the Jack of clubs, hoping their partner had the 8, as we had kind of seen, which is like important from a double dummy perspective. We were able to take the last 2 tricks with the Queen and 8 of clubs in hand. So we didn't do all that much special on the deal. The robots just kind of stumbled into giving us an over trick in this contract. But we read the cards well and also had kind of like a fun end position come up because of it, which was kind of neat. There was another one that I was looking at. Yeah, board 7. We can talk about board 7 for a second. So, okay, how'd the play start? King of diamonds, ace of diamonds, and East pitches a heart. And this is what I think gave a lot of information away to me about what was happening on this hand. Because how did we end up doing on board 7? 78%. Wow, we could have gotten out for down 2. Maybe we could have gotten 100% on this one. But so ace of diamonds, we rough. And this trick really is what made me think that East had very long clubs. Because normally for the takeout double, West would have spade shortness, right? But once they bid 4 hearts, I mean, West could just have a big hand with a bunch of points and not have anything better to do, which is kind of what they have. The fact that East pitched hearts instead of clubs is very strange. If West had a more normal looking takeout double, like 2-4-4-3 shape, then East would absolutely have pitched a club from 3 small or Jack third or something here, and then been prepared to over rough the dummy and clubs. So the fact that East has pitched hearts is like so revealing that East has long clubs. Now that doesn't necessarily mean they have Jack fifth. They could have Jack fourth. It's possible they could have 4 small or 4 to the 9 or something. But I do know for a fact that East has at least 4 clubs when they pitch a heart at this point in the play. So when I then led a club to the ace and East played the 3, remember the robots are playing standard carding, it really looked to me like clubs were 5-1. I was a little nervous about following through on that plan, though, because if I had played a club to the 10 and it lost to the Jack doubleton, I mean, it's not as if West could necessarily do anything productive. Leading spades away from the queen obviously gives me a spade trick. Leading hearts away from the ace is good for me, and leading diamonds, I mean, doesn't necessarily like cost anything, but it does force me out of my long trumps once again. I just didn't want to lose to like a Jack doubleton of clubs in West's hand, so I was a little bit nervous about playing a club to the 10, but we could have, Gib will show, we could have gotten out for down 2 by taking this club finesse on the second round of the suit, and I spent a long time thinking about that, but eventually settled on just kind of the more natural looking thing of club to the king. I mean, when West over-roughed, I knew that it was all over. We know West has long spades at this point, and so West was just going to be able to pull trumps against us, preventing us from roughing our last club loser in the dummy. So can't do anything to avoid 2 hearts and a club from here. We end up down 3, but apparently that was also a pretty good result. Well, some of our worst results were going down in some contracts. Unfortunately, on board 4, I'd kind of mentioned this briefly after the play, that some people will get rewarded by just banging down ace queen of clubs. The jack will fall. But I don't think this is a very good line of play, as noted, because I took a different line. We can always make the contract of hearts split and the king of clubs is onside, which is far more likely than the jack of clubs falling doubleton and the hearts splitting. So we do not get paid out here, but it looks like a big percentage of the field ended up kind of going for the gold. Like, I mean, if king jack doubleton of clubs falls, you have a million tricks in no trump. But I don't think that's the highest percentage chance.